So, you want to explain what just happened?
All of it?
Yes, please.
80 episodes plus bonuses worth.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be super boring for the audience.
Not if you let me tell it.
You're the one asking.
I didn't say that I needed an explanation.
Whatever, I'm on it. I unthawed some help. If anyone is still listening, we welcome back Dr. Charles Tucket, Gated Galaxies astrolimnologist.
Yeah, hey there, folks. Yep, this is Charles Tucket here. Now, I understand that you're in a little bit of a hiatus. Could use a bit of expository explanation for the TMEDL crowd. You know who you are.
TMEDL?
Too many episodes. Didn't listen. Them lazy bastards could at least join the Patreons, all I'm saying. Yeah.
Dr. Charlie, it's been a while since we last saw you in the Bioswamp documentary.
Uh-huh. Yep, it's been. And we're all still alive. Imagine. Didn't expect that when it popped up here. Hey, is that, Albert still aboard there?
And bigger than ever.
Woo-wee. I'd sworn y'all would have shot and stuffed him by now. Especially given your food situation. Chewing your kudzu.
We voted, and Leap won.
Against all y'all? I'm not sure that's how voting works.
It actually is when you have an Olivia. Anyway, we were hoping you could give us a quick roundup of seasons 1 through 4.
Yeah, you betcha. Well, the plot lines did get mighty tangled there a bit. Reminds me of a toad orgy I once saw.
Did you just say toad
Stop.
orgy?
Oh, hells yeah.
Damn it.
Turns out there's a species of toad in Costa Rica that can only mate during the rainy season.
Not seeing the connection here.
Son, imagine what would happen if humans found out they only had, say, 1 month out of the entire year for business time.
Oh, yeah, tangles.
Ooh, you better watch your step.
If I could just interrupt this and bring us back to our original conversation.
Alrighty then. Now, get yourself all comfy. Wiggle right down deep into that bean bag like you want to.
Doc.
Okay. Very, very long time ago, the planet started to run out of sulfur. And that was bad, because the critters that lived there needed sulfur to survive.
Why were they running out?
Well, them critters I spoke of happen to absorb sulfur. They need for respiration and food. Now, that was all right when their lifespans were short, because they released that sulfur back to the atmosphere when they died, you see.
Okay, so far that seems reasonable, but FYI, my manure detector is starting to rumble.
Now, just hold up on detonating the nuclear skepticism option and irradiating my whole narrative here.
That was unnecessarily colorful.
Now, realizing they was all about to both starve and suffocate, the plants scoured the galaxy, looking for an alternative planet where they could hang out while it resulfurized.
Resulfurized? Is that a word?
Did you understand what he meant?
Yes, I did.
Then it's a word. Now shush. Sorry, he does that.
Tour guide?
Mm-hmm.
Hey!
Yeah, figures. Anyway, a few plants happened across our own sweet Earth and found there was sulfur deep in the ocean.
Hang on, this is new information.
Tour guide, you know that game where you try to guess what the picture is before the whole scene is revealed?
Sure, and I am not a tour guide.
Afraid that's your writer's brain.
Ahem. Sulfur? Underwater?
So those few plants hung out in the Mariana Trench. Turns out they can breathe underwater, by the way.
Oh, so is the big bad plant still alive in the bioswamp?
Later, too.
Shushing.
The ones in the ocean were somehow discovered by the Admiral. Remember him?
Big voice, crazy as ground nutmeg. Yep, know him.
Ground nutmeg is crazy?
You've never met Meg.
Wait, what? Never mind, shut up.
They don't call her Nutty Meg for nothing. Just saying.
Look, folks, I'm fascinating as hell. No question, but we're 5 pages into this exposition, And even your loyalist listeners are going to get bored and decamp for my favorite murder if you don't let me forge on.
Okay.
Now, the Admiral talked a few into trying to take over Earth instead of just loitering down there. Some of the naughtier plants found the sulfur springs in the tunnels in French Lick, built the Shiratorium, forged the original sacred object so they'd always have a door back and forth, and started grooming a few would-be captains of industry.
Of course! Muzzle Tesla, kill a few electric cars, make steaks sexy, and Bob's your uncle. Your plan is well on its way to Sulfur Rich.
Meanwhile, a bunch of Earth guys are on their way to being money rich so they can build themselves an escape hatch on the Ozdasy.
Woo, dog, and now we're cooking with naturally extracted, cruelty-free, sustainably harvested bamboo oil.
But we foiled their evil schemes. We pumped sulfur from Earth and Pluto's Hades through the Oz-9 doorway to resulfurize, then shot the plants through the same way. And leaked, apparently.
Home again, fwippity-fwip.
But how does the Oz-9 fit in?
Well, the way I reckon it, the Oz-9 was intended to get Pod Bay 3 folks to the Ozdasy. Yep.
The ship also provided easier transport that didn't require as much energy as the objects. It gave the plants still on a way to get to Earth. I'm going to stop saying that planet's name now before I actually throw up.
Yeah, has that effect, doesn't it? Turn your head the other way if you do.
What about the golf balls?
Oh, them golf balls. Those unholy, wicked little golf balls.
If the Oz-9 was meant to get all those rich folks to the Ozdasy, why did people keep trying to destroy it? Why put a bomb on board?
I reckon you all could use a true crime episode to detangle those toads.
Enough with the toads already. But hey, if anyone knows Karen in Georgia...
Hey, wait. I still have questions.
That, dear tour guide, is the quintessence of the human condition.
What about the School of Expository Sciences, the Assassin's Guild, MCCACEC, all the damn Glendas?
Oh, another time perhaps. I'm headed back to Podfordshire. Why don't you wake me when we get somewhere interesting? I hear day go by is nice this time of year. Livia, time to tuck me back in. Let's do it.
Just hang on, you bloody walking ghillie suit. Joe's still cleaning out the muck in your pod from the last time you visited this swamp. Are those tadpoles? No, they're leeches. Leeches. Lovely. That's lovely.
Suppose there's anyone still listening?
I guess we'll find out when the download numbers come in.
Oh, hey, I forgot to tell you. I managed to redirect some of Dr. Von Habisetzer's ads.
I'm starting to warm to you. Go on.
There might be some cheese and wine in our storage area. Oh, and those little onions, you know those.
You mean the pickly ones they have in those serve-yourself trays at the grocery store? I love those.
I know, right? And I got some figs, some crackers. If we're gonna hang out with this bunch for a while, we're gonna need some snacks.
You did good, too. You did good.
Does this mean you'll stop calling me tour guide?
Doubtful. Unless you manage to sideline some brie. I think our microwave works.
Just hold your nose when the door opens. Just a lot of smells all tangled up. Probably a lot of Dr. Charlie's toad orgy.
Enough with the toad orgy, too.
Hey, if we fade off into the music, who's gonna do the credits?
You go on. I got you. Go get brunch or something. All right, here we go. You've been listening to Kyle Jones as the tour guide.
Hey.
Let it go, too. Let it go.
And Narrator Two, yep. Kristen Nadolny Gourley as your narrator, and me, David S. Deere, as Dr. Charlie Tucket. Our music is by John Faley. Our artwork by Lucas Elliott. Sarah Golding is the dialogue editor, and Oliver Morris is our sound designer. Oz-9 is written by Shannon Perry. All right, well, y'all have a good evening. And while you're looking at the stars, you might look up and see a little bit of swamp in the Milky Way. That's all I'm saying.